So now let's move into possibly using two CV sources. So we're going to continue to use our envelope, so let's go back down to our output here, and let's pipe that envelope into the CV input number 1, because we know what that sounds like. And then let's go down into our middle section again, and this time let's get an A147 voltage controlled LFO, and we'll just get this sine wave right here. And then we'll go up into our A106. This time let's go into CV input number 2. So now we're going to be summing our envelope modulation signal with the sine wave that we're piping in a moment once we start bringing in our attenuator here. So let me start bringing that up. And if we go down to the middle section, we can actually follow the sine wave here. Now I could kind of tweak this until I get it at kind of a variety that I like. Maybe a little slower might be nicer. To kind of gel with the rhythm of my riff. Or if I wanted it over more bars, I could bring the frequency even lower. And if we watch it, should be going descending here shortly. There we go. Okay, so you get the idea. Or I could go in the opposite direction and bring the frequency up. And if I go back up to my A106, now I'm at a fairly low level there, modulation signal 2. If I bring that up, so I can kind of create different mixes of modulation signals. And just for fun, why don't we unpatch this and then patch it over into CV input number 3. And let's try a little bit of a negative version of that. Okay, and then let's go back into the positive direction. Kind of similar to what we had before. Okay. So I think we got that concept. Alright, so I'm going to keep my modulation signal going on over here as we move into the next little demo here. And for this next demo, we're going to actually look at the resonance insert over here. So this is going to allow us to send it out to another processing device. I'm going to be using, in this example, the A189 to do some additional processing. So basically what's going to be happening to our signal is it's going to be coming out here at the resonance portion of the filter and then going, or actually, can't remember if it's prior or after the resonance, but it might actually be prior to it. So we're going to be patching out basically into our signal in and then signal out back in to the bottom. So this is an output, this is an input. So here we go. And you'll hear what it sounds like here. So we're basically going to process it additionally before it goes in and gets processed in here. So we're taking it out from the filter into signal in here. Okay, and then I got a different patch cable going signal out right here. And then going back into the input. Now at this point, I'm getting some fairly interesting sounds because my bit modifier is actually a pretty decent processor. It's got a lot of different settings, and I can change those settings. So I can just kind of adjust it to taste. Now it doesn't have to be a bit modifier that you use here at the resonance insert. This could be essentially anything. It gives you flexibility to create different types of effects. If you were to use a VCA, then you could get voltage controlled resonance here by then modulating a VCA. If we look down here, I do have a VCA kind of set up. Why don't we go ahead and try that? So I'm going to unpatch this. Since we got it around, we heard the bit modifier. So I'm going to unpatch my cables here. Go back up to my A106. Okay, so if I look at my A106, I have my resonance insert, my output, basically the top one, and I'm going to go down into my middle section, go into my audio input here, and there we go. So if we track this back, A106 output, going down into my A130, audio in right there, and then if I take my audio output right there, I can go back into my resonance insert right there. Right there, I'm not really voltage controlling anything because my gain is all the way up. If I look at my middle section, I bring this down, then no processing is actually going on. It's going in, but because this attenuator is all the way down, it's basically blocking it. But if I go back over here and grab one of my modulation signals, maybe the sine wave again, I can go back over into here. And so now I get a little bit of voltage controlled resonance. Let's get something a little more musical. Or something at least that rhythmically gels a little bit better. Okay, not the best example, but let's try a different waveform over here. So we're basically getting a little bit of voltage controlled resonance doing this. So there you go. Voltage controlled resonance, and then also a little bit of just kind of displaying how you would utilize the resonance insert down here. Quick review of the stuff that we went over this time. We are going to be wrapping this little segment up, but we kind of did a little bit of a demonstration of CV input 1, CV input 2, the polarized input of control voltage here, the positive and negative variety. We also showed you a little bit of resonance insert with a bit modifier. Tons of possibilities with this one, so I didn't want to go through too many permutations of that. And then we happily landed down here on our A131, or sorry, A130, and did a little bit of example of voltage controlled resonance. So I hope that you found this useful. Please stay tuned. I have a couple of things that I'm thinking about doing in the next few segments, but I have not decided 100% on which one I am going to pursue. So please stay tuned, and we'll see you then. Keep on patching out there. Thanks for watching.